Hello and welcome to another video of mine. This is going to be the Pendos Eyeshadows update, and the creator of this project is Alexi. I'm going to link her channel down below. Go check her channel out, and there are a lot of people who are doing this in different variations. As for me, I am working on 6 shadows at a time. I'm not working on blacks, I'm not working on glitters, and I'm not working on duplicate shades, and my goal is to use each shade 30 times or hit pan on it. That's my basic rules, and yes, let's get right into the update. The shadow that has been in here the longest is this one by Sydney Grace. This is the color Commission, and I did use this 11 more times for a total of 30 now, so I'm able to roll this one out, and literally this looks like it's never been touched. But yes, I am able to roll this out because I used it 30 times. I'm going to swatch it for you as well. The next shadow is actually the first shadow I hit my goal on during the last month, and it's out of this ABH Modern Renaissance palette. And it was this shade called Burnt Orange. I used it 5 more times to hit my usage goal of 30 times, so I didn't have too many uses left on this one. And now you are able to see a little bit of a dip. Hopefully you can see it on the camera as well. So yes, rolling out. Then another single shadow I am not rolling out yet is this Happy Days by Colored Rain, and I did use this 9 more times for a total of 22. And I think you are able to see that there's just a very tiny dip starting to form. You can see that I used it now, and this is staying. A shade that I kinda neglected the last month comes out of this Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette, and it's this shade in the corner here, Oh My God, and I only used it 3 more times for a total of 10 times. Yes, I neglected this because I have a pink toned palette in my Level Up project pen, and I focused on this green shade in here to be able to roll it out because it took 11 more uses. So yeah, not too many uses on this one. Then the 5th shadow I was working on was in this Sleek Grounded palette, and it was this shade right here in the corner. I think you're able to see that I hit pan on it. I used it 8 more times the last month, 7 more times to hit pan on it, and 15 times in total, so 14 to hit pan on it. And as I am constantly saying in my Pendos eyeshadows, when there's a sleek shadow in here, I use my sleek shadows with a lip brush because I think they work beautifully like that. So that's why I am able to hit pan on them easier than on other shades as well. And this finally is another pen after I think months and months without pen, just hitting my usage goal. So I'm very happy about this, and this is a stunning shade, a stunning quality. So yes, this is rolling out. And the last shade I was working on, I also did neglect it a bit, and it's in this BH Blueberry Muffin palette. And it is this shade here, Sugared, and I only did use it twice for a total of 6 times. So there's a long way to go with this one still. And again, the same reason why I just did a lot of green eyeshadow looks, so I neglected this one. So this has been my old color story for the last month, this color story I was working on, and also I'm going to insert it for you to be able to see it a little bit better maybe. And yes, I am so happy that I'm able to roll out 3 shadows, and also that I'm finally having another pen in my collection, because as I said, it took a while. And yes, if you watch my Pando's eyeshadows videos, you might remember that I'm already rolling in backup shadows if I think that I am going to hit my pen on the shades. So I didn't expect the pen on the sleek shadow, so I didn't roll in a backup shadow for this one, but I knew that I was able to use the burnt orange shades 5 times, and I also thought that I'm going to hit my goal on the commission shade with 11 more times, so I did roll in 2 backup shadows, which I'm going to show you now. The first one is this Kiss Me I'm Irish by Sydney Grace, and as I told you, I rolled it in the last time as a backup shadow for when I hit my goal on these. And I also did tell you the last time that I thought that I'm going to use this already to use with the commission shade, because these are the only 2 greens in here, and that's what I did. So I did use this 11 times already. No, 12 times already, which is a lot for 1 month, for my usage at least. I don't know why it swatched like that, very weird, but it's beautiful on the eyes. Even though it's quite a dark shade for me and my skin type or skin color. And the other backup shadow I rolled in the last time is by Tarte, the single shadow, and it's in the shade Pop Rock. And I only did use this once. This is how it looks like. I mean, it's not a lot, but I still am happy to roll in backup shadows. Just as you see with this one, having used it 11 more times is like a lot. So I'm happy that I'm always rolling in backup shadows, and yes, so just one use for this one. So that's the color story for now. It's quite pink toned, and still all these 3 pinks are different, so that's why I didn't roll again. Oh, and by the way, I totally made a mistake the last time rolling in this one, because I think I rolled the number 7, and this was the 7th shade in it, but I said that I'm not going to use the 1 shade before that has already been in this project, so technically this would have been number 6, but it worked out kinda, because the next eyeshadow would have been too similar with this one. So yes, we are sticking with this one. I noticed my mistake when editing, but then it was too late. So yeah. Yeah, this is the color story now, and we are going to roll in a 6th shade to work on for the next month. So for the first shade I'm rolling in, I always roll with the wheel of names, because I have every single palette in there, and when the palette gets chosen, I delete it out of the wheel so that I had at least every single eyeshadow palette in my collection in this project. And that's why the first shade I'm rolling in like this. So you are going to see a wheel of names right now. So as you were able to see, I rolled in this big C palette with my Clionate eyeshadows in here. And yes, normally I choose with numbers on paper, but these are too many shadows for me, so I did do a random number generator, which I'm going to insert now. So yes, the second shade got chosen, which is this one here. It's definitely by Sydney Grace, I know that. And it's this shade, Biscotti. So I am going to roll this in. I think I never used this on my eyes. Maybe this was in a mystery bag the last year, or maybe I purchased it, I don't remember. But yes, I never used this before, I just swatched it. So this is going to roll in. This looks like a very nice shade. I think I'm going to enjoy it a lot. And I think it's funny that I rolled out a Sydney Grace shadow and I'm rolling in a Sydney Grace shadow. But yes, this is my color story. I think it's very, very spring-like actually. And I think that I never had a color story like this in my Pendos eyeshadows before. Like very light and also like 3 very similar shades. But at the same time, I'm enjoying it. Even though it's getting into winter time, I really like this color story and I love that there are so many shimmers in here, and I'm very happy to have rolled in this shade. So yeah, I'm happy about the color story. And as I mentioned, my backup shadows, let's talk about this color story now. Let's see what colors I think I might hit my goal on to possibly roll in new backup shadows. This time around, I think I only am going to hit my goal on one shade, and that's the shade Happy Days by Sydney Grace, because I have to use it 8 more times, and that's the lowest number I have to use this shade comparing it to the other ones. And I also think that I'm not going to hit pan on the other ones, maybe the BH one, but I think I used it that little that it's not going to happen the next month, if it's going to happen. So yeah, I'm going to roll in one backup shadow this time around. For all the other shades, I'm rolling in after the first shade. If I roll in several shades, I always choose out of here. I have written down numbers corresponding to every single eyeshadow pen I have in my collection in here. And yes, I'm just going to choose a number out of here. Are you able to see it? I don't know, it's 889. And I'm going to look up which shade this is, and I'm going to be right back. So 889 comes out of my BH Cosmetics Saint Tropez palette, and this palette has never been touched. I'm happy that I rolled in a shadow out of here. When I heard BH Cosmetics is going out of business, I did place an order and I bought, I think, 3 palettes, and this was one of it. So this is how it looks like, never even been swatched. And yes, the shade I rolled in this time around as a backup shadow is Kbshimmer, and it's this shade in the corner here. So this is going to be my backup shadow, and it's also not a duplicate shade to one of these shades, so I'm able to roll this one in. And this is a beautiful duochrome kind of shade. It actually reminds me a little bit of The Greatest Gift from Sydney Grace, because it's also like a subtle duochrome. Like it's very satiny. And yeah, a lovely, lovely shade. So that's going to be my backup shadow after I hit goal on Happy Days from Colored Rain. And it fits perfectly with my pink color story. Yeah, sometimes I think it's very funny how total randomization gets to color stories like this. But I'm not complaining. I love it and I'm happy to be able to work on these. And yes, that's it for this update this time around. And I'm curious to know if you are doing this project. If so, let me know, because then I'm going to check it out. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a very nice day, and I hope you're doing fine. Bye!